From the softest lotus petal extract, we bring you Giga Drowse. Replicate perfect sleep over and over again. Giga Drowse, for when you're tapped out.
Available at all fine Sinclair superstores.
Drop 25 cents here.
Hello, and it's me, back from the dead, almost literally. For those of you who follow the drama on Facebook, thank you for the well wishes and everything. I had a bit of a medical emergency. Don't want to get into the specifics of it, but I found out that I had some horrible reaction to potassium of all things, and I'm fine with bananas, and I have it in multivitamins all the time. Eckhart, hello, good to see you. But long story short, after all the drama was over with, they were like, hey, your potassium levels are a little low, so here, we're going to put this in your IV. And all of a sudden, I felt this burning. And they said, that's quite natural. It's a common thing. Everybody feels a little bit of a burn. So I was like, okay. Then it started to feel horrific, like there was kerosene in my veins or something. And I'm like, get this out. I started pouring sweat, blah, blah, blah. About 5 or 6 doctors all running at the same time. Drama everywhere. My vision starting to crystallize, edges getting black. I know from enough jiu-jitsu chokeouts and training, I was able to kind of focus on a spot on the wall and, tighten my exterior to bring, the blood back in and focus and talk them through what was going on with me, saying, you guys, I'm about to black out, blah, blah, blah. Little did I know it was a lot more serious than that. And my heart had actually stopped for about 5 seconds. So it was pretty severe. They pulled the thing out and the problems completely went away. So it's kind of a mystery, which is really frustrating. There's no permanent, like, hey, this is what happened. They're like, well, you can't be allergic to it because, you couldn't live without potassium. And I have it plenty of times otherwise. It was in my IV. A lot of people have speculated like maybe there was a burst or something and it got into my tissues or something. But even then it's like, well, it wouldn't have that kind of a reaction. So, yeah, it was pretty extreme. So they, all the bells and whistles went off and they're all worried about everything. And so they kept me for a kind of a prolonged period to make sure everything was okay with my old ticker and everything, which isn't that old. Gosh, I'm only in my 40s. So, healthy as a horse. So, it was like probably the first time in my life been in the hospital since I was born. So it was quite the extreme thing. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And that's kind of the rundown of it. Everything's fine. I'm 100%, always have been. It was just this weird, trippy freak show of a thing that happened. So anyway, Alex Ullman wrote a really cool article on Tron. I wish Shiraz, or if maybe he is here, I should have sent him the link. I'm a little out of it, getting back into the swing of things here, being December show and blah, blah, blah. Very cool thing on Tron. I've been saying forever about Ghostly Flicker and Ephemerate. I think both of them, and maybe even Snap too, and the new Sanctuary, I would completely just get rid of that whole sort of prison lock potential because it's just going to keep cascading down to the next viable option. I think the online user, if I'm remembering his name right, Alex Pagel, sorry if I'm butchering your last name, he's been quite the paladin of calling out people and what the real problems are and things like that. So anyway, back when not Ghostly Flicker, but when what was I trying to say? The Snow Permanent Astrolabe was out. there was a big push towards, banning it, this, that, and the other. When that went away, I looked at my old infect list, which is kind of 5-color infect, whatever the hell you want to call it. And I was like really intrigued by a few options. I was running Manamorphous and things like that. Showed Rosamond. Hey, thank you for that, my friend. So I went up with all 20 lands. Now, when you're not playing tournaments all the time, you run into a lot of mono black. And so we'll notice we have 2 Khalni Gardens here. But 20 might seem like a lot to you, but you're constantly using this stuff. I've got quite a bit of tech. We top out at 4, but you're flashing things back. You're trying to keep things open for vines. In our sideboard, we have Viridian Longbows and such. We're against burn, we want to have extra mana against COP and stuff like that. So thank you for that, Abdel I'm running all 20, and I'm telling you, sometimes I feel like adding 2 more because this thing gets screwed more often than it gets hurt. And another thing you got to keep in mind, Cave of Temptation, we're running all 4 of these, and a lot of times you trip them. So then it feels like you're running 16 towards the middle. So it never feels like I shouldn't say never. I'm sure that there's probably going to be a game today where we're like, well, I feel like a jackass because that happened. But the Cave of Temptation, a lot of times when you're tripping that as long as you have access to like 1 or 2 other colored sources and you're making something pretty big and hard to get by. You'll notice I'm not running Rancor anymore. A few of my past lists did have it. What I was finding was I hated getting 2 for 1, whether it be removal or one of my worst matchups is actually Delver, traditional just Delver. And I really disliked having that. I did run Unearth for a while and the 2/3 infect guy, but I wanted to make room for Oblivion Ring's main. More on that in a minute. So I got rid of the Unearth and went with Corpse Cur, old standby, 1 more mana, again helping the 20 mana curve thing, and it doesn't feel too bad, and it gives you a lot of game against other things. And we have 1 more in the sideboard just to kind of prolong the game there. And hold on, 1 more coffee sip. Anyway, so then I ended up leaning away from Manamorphous because it can get countered and such, and I really took a page out of a lot of Infect's list with Unbridled Growth. Really enjoying this. It's the 1 mana, but there was just not enough on the curve side of things. Llanowar Augur, however, you can't get it back with Corpse Cur, and it was kind of a neat trick with Unearth, but it almost never happened. It also, believe it or not, one of the main benefits of having this is ninjas. It doesn't get out of control. They have to use either removal or bounce on this thing. Otherwise, 0/3, as we've all seen from Augur of Bolas, does a lot in this format, right? You can block things for days and it requires removal. One of the other cool things about this list is because I'm running Reckless Charge and because I'm running Seal of Strength, oftentimes this is a very big culprit turn 1 play because 3, 3, 3, and then any of these 1s end up being exactly 10 because of the Reckless Charge ability and being able to swing through, especially if it's a Blighted Agent and such. Why Oblivion Ring, you crazy old bastard? Well, this is, you can run, I've said Delver's a problem. Obviously, Standard Bear's a problem. The knee-jerk reaction, hey, I'm going to run Gut Shot. Well, anybody can see that coming a mile away, games 2 and 3. And I also had a big problem with Viridian Longbow, which is being seen an uptick being main deck, not just in 1 or 2 decks, but in quite a few others I've been running into. I needed a catch-all answer. Journey is nice. Last Breath is nice because this has a tough game against burn. It's kind of a coin flip who goes first. And I was getting upset with allocating so much of my sideboard to either 1 or 2 of those matchups. So I wanted to find a way to do this. And if you think about it, Oblivion Ring almost always has a target, even against our very favorable matchup, Tron. You can take away their colored prismatic prism if you have nothing else to do, and that's usually granted that you're bashing them with that. Why is Tron such a good matchup? Well, Soul's Fire. This is just amazing. One of my favorite things to do. Take notes if you like this list, because you attack with like a Myr, even if they have a good blocker, right? It becomes a 3/3. Maybe you trip strength on it. Now it's a 6/6, and then you pop fire for 6 infect artifact damage at instant speed, and it's pretty awesome. So yeah, the O-Ring Kenwaku, just to reiterate, is Standard Bear and Viridian Longbow were the 2 biggest issues here. And you know what? Hey, Journey to Nowhere, and however you want to pronounce Obulete, or however, if you say it real fast, you can sound confident. you can trip that and get these things back. So it is game 1 after all, and we've got all this room. Anyway, off to the sideboard. Sorry I'm taking so long on this. I've really been on this list for months. I really, really, really like it. I think it definitely has some super tier potential here. And plus, I also thought about running a Pentarch Ward main, but I just wanted that answer for the first one. I run all 4 Vestige here. Really like this artwork, so that's another nice homage to it. But between this, look, we've got 8 lands that give us multiples. We've got 8 enchantments that draw to get that going along, and it tends to have enough. I mean, there's once in a while you'll run into a game where you're like, I need one more colored mana, but because of that, we're able to kind of go into that Astrolabe greedy festival thing. So I run 2 Viridian Longbows in my side too, because the Tron matchup, sometimes Soulfire doesn't get there and you need to tick-tock your way into there. So we run all 4 Moments Peace. There's RDW, Stompy, etc. There's a lot of deck slivers that I want to bring in all of these for. So Disruption, good to see you. Thank you for chiming in. And Pentarch Ward's just kind of a catch-all. I was running the Shield of Longgrace, which is protection from green and blue. You'll notice that first word is a problem, green, because we have so much green. So a lot of times I would find myself, it would be a little bit of a stultifying play to bring that in, a little counterproductive. So I like the Pentarch Ward. It replaces itself in a pinch. Remember, I can put this on their standard bearer, calling green, and now all my enchantments are turned on. Oh, and I drew a card. Yeah, it cost 3. We got 20 land. That only happens mid to late game anyway, when you usually see standard bearer can come out on two obviously, but turn 3 is right behind it, and we're usually not missing our land drop is the reasoning there. One more Oblivion Ring in the side, just for matchups where I know they're going to be bringing all the heat with bows and standard bearers. 1 Circle of Protection red, burn, 50-50 matchup. It's truly who draws better and such. And then I've run all 4 Masks of Long Grace. 90% of the removal in Pauper is going to be black or red. Hey, for 1 white, you get this all. I thought about, hey, I can save a lot of spots in my sideboard if I just make 4 Pentarch Wards, and then I'd free up 2 more spots in my sideboard. Might go that route. I'm not sure. I just know in games I've had against black and red, you need to have the sneakiest little boop, sneak it in there, even against some builds of Tron when they're running kind of a Dimir access package. You need to be able to just kind of get that in, and 3's asking quite a bit of it. So sometimes it's not enough. But anyway, that's the list. Huzzah, Liquid Divago in the house. And we're going to just run off and see how this does. And just, our little casual things here. And I'll throw this up here in case I don't want to jump in anybody's game if they're not expecting to be, what do you call on, I can't say TV. On this. Yeah. Anyway. Whoo. So yeah, if you missed the medical drama, it's at the top of the show. Just rewind or click back, or gosh, shows my age, right? Rewind. The kids are like, what? What's that? I'm an editor after all. All right, let's see what we got here. If we get a bouncy screen or not. A little bit of one. Well, that's a new bouncy screen. Never seen that option before. I guess we have. Actually, you know what? Let me do this first. This here. Sometimes that seems to fix it for good. And we will say, yes, we want to play first. So now we don't have any green, but we've got options. So we're going to keep this. We've got 3 creatures. We'll keep. One of the funnest plays with this list is a Vestige into a Abundant Growth, but Unbridled Growth will work. What's neat about this land, I haven't played it all that much. I've only been on this build for about 5 days. Thank you for that, Kenwaku. Is Crumbling Vestige into one of these, and you just pretty much have a Bird of Paradise land. So that's pretty fun. Okay, let's see what we can do. And we'll just start this off with a beautiful Vestige into green. I could pull this, but then we're kind of, I'm going to go this route. People these days usually have removal in spades, so I won't get too greedy. You could argue the Glistener Elf, because we could trip the Cave of Temptation into the Unbridled Growth next turn, but that takes our turn up that turn too. So, in retrospect, maybe they would have dropped a different land. Who knows? All right, so we're going to drop here. And early on, I'm not too worried about tripping this. It's like turn 5 before that happens. So I'm going to rock like this. We'll do this with green. We'll bring this out, and right now we can draw 2 cards, but then we'd be marooned on colorless street except for the Cave of Temptations neat little abilities here. So, okay, we like seeing green because what we don't want to see is black and red. Given our Masks of Persuasion in the sideboard, looks like we're probably up against some sort of hexproof variant. Blue, never mind. I love when we see rogue, because that's what this show's all about, showing off these new abilities and such. Well, before I do anything, I want to trip this. I'm going to keep it on Vestige, but I'm going to just draw the card here. All right. I was really hoping to hit a land drop there. It's okay. I'm going to bring this out. I got 2 creatures up. We'll see what happens. Kind of a creature-heavy draw here. This is when you'd actually do want to see black so that you can keep pushing through damage and such, but we'll see. Kinbarb in the house. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I think there's some big event going on in some other country, but I think it was... Oh, man, does that hurt. Ouch. Going up against land destruction. Boy, did I choose poorly. All right, well, we've got this here. Reason I said choose poorly, it would have been against this kind of a build. If I can get that Blighted Agent out, we might actually be able to go all the way, because one of the problems, and I know a lot about playing land destruction, is flyers. Why am I bringing that up? Well, it's very similar to the Blighted Agent logic here, because there's not going to be any way to really deal with creatures other than blocking them. So we're just going to kind of go for it here and see if we've got enough to go. We probably don't. We need to... We're 1 vestige away from that Blighted Agent going online, but till then we're a little dead in the water here. Okay. It's interesting. Let me do this. We're going to go like this to green to this, and then I will attack here. He's either got to kill it or take 1. All right, he kills it. Cave of Temptation really doing a lot of work in this build. A lot of builds. I've been seeing it in a lot of builds. I just wish they'd come up with new artwork. I'm not against it. I know I'm kind of a stickler for art, but it's just not doing much for me there. All right, several opponent. You didn't sack Unbridled Growth in response? Oh, you're right. Sorry. I just got up in my defense. Okay. That's coming back to our hand. That sucks. We're going to have a 4/4 elf. Going to get him down to 9. That's cool. But yeah, very good call there, Seraphim. You're completely correct. Shows my newness. I've been on that build for about 3 or 4 days now, and I'm so used to, because it does the almost in my mind it does the same thing as Abundant Growth, and I'll miss it. But that's my pain is your observation. I'd be 1 card ahead, so that is a very good call. Yes, it's not often that I see much of that coming my way though. So, and while I was explaining that, I missed a little trigger on that upkeep, but might need it if he gets a blocker out here. So, all right, let's see what we can do here. I've been in this boat. Hopefully they don't have a creature coming out. What is this? Ouch, there he is. Well, at least here we're able to push through some damage on our upkeep. Doink. We'll do this here. Not too worried about stuff happening. Well, that's interesting. Let's see what he does here first before I play this. I mean, I can obviously go into a Llanowar Augur here and get in 1 more damage. We can do it again next turn with this play. Rather have a few other options, but we got to do what we got to do. But yeah, this really has a lot of staying power. It just shows the power of Tron, too. If you go at Tron with the traditional infect list, that turn 3 or 4 is pretty hard, even for an all-in build of... uh-oh, that really hurt. That sets us back like 2 turns. But if you go in all-in with infect, it's still... You've got to have kind of the nuts to beat Tron, and, you know, main deck fogs now and everything else coming at you. It gets pretty ridiculous pretty fast, and so I needed main deck answers, and I wanted them in Soul's Fire, just being able to end the game like that, kind of via fling mentality of what do you call something akin to a Tog and such. So, all right, they're at 3. I'll be drawing a bunch of stuff here. We really need a forest, followed by maybe another vestige, or we'll see, vestige. I'm not quite sure how the appropriate way to say that would be. Uh-oh. This is one I wish I could sack Llanowar Augur just because, but I can't. Well, we ain't going to be playing that anytime soon. I'll drop that out, and we'll save this to block the horror, I guess. If we don't get a forest here, It might be Scoopsville. All right, let's bring this out at least for a threat. Boy, I wish I had that Blighted Agent out, but it would have been returned anyway with one of the many temporal tricks going on there. So, and our only chance here is if we top deck into a forest, and he knows that we've got the Augur in hand. This is true. Try to stay alive as long as we can. Okay, here's this. Let's... We'll bring this out. More options here. Okay, yeah, there's some event going on in Magic parlance. Let's see how much he respects this Glistener Elf. I feel a sneeze coming on. Apologies in advance for the sonic blast about to incur. Try to get away from the mic as much as I can. Only 1 mana up. Interesting. All right, he's representing 11 fallback damage. That's crazy. Okay. That'll be 4, 7. I think I'm going to wait on that. I'll wait. Bring this up and keep moving here. Boy, do I really want that Blighted Agent out. Paying attention to what he's doing here. Okay, I'll just I'll make this the target. Gotta love seals. You can just do whatever you want with them. Tempting. I'll say no. And we'll drop this again. I think we're dead here. 3-6. Yeah, I can't really do much here. We've got game 2. Nice to see a Simic build doing all right. Those temporal springs really set us back. And Acid Moss going to finish us off. Maybe we can catch them being ultra greedy. They are at 7 Infect. It's just too much. They've got enough respect for Infect, holding back enough power there. Seagate's butt does a lot too, so I'm going to let that through. I would have come at me with just about everything there, but all right. We're dead next turn, so let's just have fun. We're not going to survive this attack much. Let's attack. Maybe they'll just count to 4 and forget the seal. Doubt it. Booyah. Okay. Off to game 2. Let's see what we can do. They've got plenty of respect. I think I played this person just the other day. So we've got a lot of green and blues and such. Soul's Fire I don't think is going to be that important. Oblivion Ring would have been nice to draw there. I'm not too worried about Corpse Cur. And we're not going to be able to activate much. I'm going to start lowering my curve a lot. I'm going to bring these in. I would like to have another Oblivion Ring just to get rid of blockers. But it's a wee bit pricey. But I'm going to bring in the Pentarch Ward, see if we can draw it. Go from there. This is black and red. Not going to do us too much good there. We'll bring in this and just have 1 Hail Mary and the Soul's Fire. I'm just trying to lower my curve. Can't get much lower. I mean, we've got just an ocean of 1s. Big point here is we're going to try to get the agent out as soon as possible. If they have any tricks sideboard hate-wise, like with Standard Bearer, maybe they have access to, being that they're green-based, or Viridian Longbow and such. We'll be able to take care of the problem there if we can get to 3 mana, which was not an easy feat against a denial deck. So, woo! Here we go. See if we can get some revenge here. And we got some Christmas promos and such. Next week, I've got a whole laundry list of stuff I want to do. There's a neat little werewolf thing. I'm going to do a new censorship vid, donor video update. There's an old Homelands video I found. I want to kind of treat that Pauperganda style, and Celestia and a crack and redo and stuff. So a lot of fun stuff. See, our top of the show, we had our new, what was that called? Gigadrowse medication. Perfect for the holidays. All right, well, we got 2 creatures. We got all kinds of fun going on here, but we don't have any real good stuff. Only 2 lands. We'll mulligan this. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a kind of an adult swimmy werewolf thing going on. All right. I like this. I mean, it sucks knowing we're up against land destruction, but we'll keep. I'm going to throw this out. I just want to keep our volume going up and our drawing going up. I know we're going to see creatures, but I can't say no to this stuff. I just want to churn through and get land, so I'm going to throw this back too. See, done. We'll go like this. This is when you're really hoping not having room for raise, right? Unbridled Growth. Abundant Growth, I should say. There we go. 3 lands in hand. Feeling okay. Going to really try to diversify our threats and find Blighted Agent as soon as we can. Hopefully that will be enough. Let's rock like this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Hold out here. We're going to just get a nothing hand. We are. I'm going to wait on that. I just don't want to get 2 for 1. Got all these Bird of Paradise lands. We'll keep them in our hearts. Yeah, if you saw Zoltar's prediction at the top of the show, here's hoping that Ghostly Flicker gets banned soon, and then some. I'd like Ephemerate to go right behind it, but all right, well, we're in good shape if we draw Blighted Agent now. If you can see what we're rocking here, hopefully they don't have much on the way of Temporal Spring. I'd rather see a Acid Moss at this point. Asking you shall receive. There it is. We can't do anything with our mana. We'll let that go. 3 more in our hand. We're feeling pretty good here. Make that even more. Holy cow. I'm going to limp a little and pretend like we might be hurting on green here. We'll see. Okay. There goes another multi-source. Got to keep that Vestige in hand in case he does get rid of that Abundant Growth, but as it sits right now, the tempo of this is really feeling pretty good. Our opponent anyway, not us. Okay. Okay, here it is. We've got multicolor in the cave, but not much else. It's nice to see Growth Spiral being used. I think that's what that's what it was. Come on. Oh, boy. Sorry, y'all. This usually has more teeth. This is I wanted to keep a heavy land draw, but now that's all we're drawing. I've been in this scenario on our opponent's side, though. We haven't even infected them yet, so this is not looking good. But I've been on that side where you're playing land destruction and the person just is flooded. It's like, ugh, you get so mad at the mana gods. Well, here's a blocker at least. It's surprising how much respect I'm getting for Khalni Garden, even outside of mono black matchups, because I'm running 20 lands. There's oftentimes it doesn't have that drawback. How if I was running 16, 17, really cutting you would feel it a lot more. So meaning that I have the choice of when to play it. Doesn't feel as often as bad as a lot of other options do. So the sprawl shows black. We're probably facing. I apologize, guys. This is really getting frustrating. We're just drawing lands. It's nice against land destruction, but not when we're going to be taking an 8 to the face every turn. Okay, we're scooping. No, we'll let it go one more turn. I might be able to pull off some neat shenanigans with. I'll get rid of a cave. And we've got like 1 turn left here. Boop. And we can't do 10 here, but it'd be fun if we draw something of relevance. Well, there's that. I mean, just to show you, I mean, this one's over, but you could drop this, call red, boop. Pull this off, go here, being very careful to click these, hit this. And we lose our dude here, but a lot of times people against Infect, they always assume they have that 1 turn option open. They often don't. So, all right. Well, that sucked. We were screwed and faced land destruction, and then we were flooded and faced lots of creatures. So we'll just jump right in, and hopefully we can show you the deck doing its thing instead of kind of running into a weird metagame buzzsaw there. But that was a very cool build. Really neat balance of land destruction and pressure. So maybe they're getting ready for Sunday too. I'm not quite sure. I played this. I played a version of this list not last Sunday, but the Sunday before, and I got 33rd, which is if you play in the challenges, that is about the biggest kick in the crotch because you're 1 place away, or if one person didn't quit, or just kept going, I would have placed even money with Infect, which would have been pretty fun. You got to play what you like. All right. Let us see. That was LD. Very cool. I'm going to make a little note. Revisit that because that's the intoxicating thing about land destruction. You get those games where you're like, wow, every deck needs lands. I'm going to go like this. And then we'll see. What Tron is getting as heavy as it is lately, that's another reason I kind of run a style like this. So I Caleb stream the other day, rocking some wild Jund Infect. Oh, little does he know, I'm doing it again. We're going to mulligan this, and apologies, can't chat with you here, but we got 2 lands. Got to be careful. Sometimes that cave can kind of hide there. We'll keep this. We'll throw this back. Say done. Going to be a while before we get to Corpse Cur math. I don't want to be sitting on it that long. And we'll get some screen real estate going here. And here it is again, folks. Boop. I'll get this out right away. Yeah, that was a fun with Caleb's stream. He was on a very cool Soul Sisters build. I'm sure you've seen it. It's all over the internet. But boy, you want to talk about, I was just like, are you kidding me? I think I got flooded or something. I forget. It was just this perfect, horrible storm. I was like, no, can't believe this is happening. I think we're up against Tron here. I'm just going to get out threats here. Worry about getting things right next turn. Yeah, it was no problem. Game 1, Game 2 was close, and then 3 it was just like, oh, are you kidding me? How do I lose to this? That was one of many 3-2 leagues, though. I just can't break that 3-2 barrier with this list. And I haven't tried this one. But if last game's any... well, it's not like I'm going to face off against that. You never know on Sundays. That first round, boy, sometimes you run into people like me just left and right, and you're like, come on, I'm ready for X, Y, and Z, and all I'm facing is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Expedition Map Central. Good news. They're probably ultra eager to pop those as opposed to counter something, so let's see what we can do here. Ooh, this is spicy. I think we might wait on that. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to wait on the seal till next turn. Get our augur going up here. Should be attacking first instead of showing how naked we are via this. If they've got any sort of bounce. Technically bad there, but with reckless charge, it can let you feel a little reckless because you're like, go ahead and bounce it. I'll still attack you with haste speed next turn and catch you off guard. Whenever you can, too, you want to trip augur onto the Ichorclaw. It's just brutal. If they have any sort of, raise the alarm or some sort of weird trick, you can go that route. Okay. I think we just win here. Unless they've got like Vapor Snag, but they're going to get greedy with the Ephemerate, thinking they can survive. And now if you think too how powerful giant growth logic is, and in fact doesn't take a wizard, it's like that's pretty much like doing 6 damage. And almost everything in this deck does that. We've got 9 right here, and this one flashes back. So it can get intoxicating to play it. It's a lot of fun, but boy, play it slow because moves like this. And nice and slow, we'll go like this. We will go like this, and this, and this. And this is kind of what I was trying to showcase to you guys. I mean, we can just do this because oftentimes, too, catch yourself doing this. If you like this build, if you just played a creature, sometimes it's best to actually reckless charge the thing that doesn't need haste. Because like a lot of times, like if I had 1 more mana, you could flash it back. That's 7 infect damage just out of 1 card. It gets pretty awesome. So L 4. Okay, so we're up against Tron. Not too big of a fan of a few of these things. I'm going to bring in 2 longbows. I'm going to take out 1/1. Go like this. Not quite sure what build we're on yet. Because we saw white, I'm actually going to lean on rings a little bit here because of Journey to Nowhere and such. There might be a kind of a bend on that, and plus it's also a nice way to bait very late, mid to late game, you cast Oblivion Ring, they've got maybe a Stonehorn Dignitary out, and they're like, holy crap, I'm going to protect that, and they tap all out, and then you've got hopefully Soulfire mana behind that. Yeah, it's 6 mana. It's a bit, but it happens. I'm going to rock like that. 2's enough. Well, thank you, Bouncy Screen. And I'm so stoked. Today's my oldest son's birthday, and about 3 of my best friends were all born this day. When my oldest was born, I had like a week window because it was a cesarean section, and I was like, you know what? I might as well lump them together with all the other people I love so much on board on the 7th. So happy birthday, especially to Alex, Trevor, and Jason today. And another Jason I know too. So, all right. Well, we're not going against land destruction. We've got a very fast hand here. We're only on 1 mana. And this is yet another reason why I wanted to run 20 basics. And I might be leaning towards 21 soon. Or not basics, but, they do something immediately outside of the Khalni Garden, which does make a creature immediately. But we were going to keep this, especially knowing what we're up against here. We'll open this up. Boom, boom, boom. And away we go. Yeah, I'm so glad there's people like Caleb brewing out there, because as much as you want to complain or things, and I've been ultra busy and haven't been so much on I've been very infect focused, and it's just neat when somebody can shake the tree like that and you're like, hey, these cards have always been here. Nobody's found this. Good times. This might be over really quick. Depends. He deals with the Glistener Elf and we don't draw anymore. We'll be in deep crap, but till then, we'll be all right. All right, I'm going to bring this out. Since we've only got 1 threat, I'm going to protect it holding up vines or that. Well, in that case, I'll do this just to rub salt in the wound. We'll go like this, pop here, and hit for 4. And next turn, we might be able to win. We'll see. This is, I know you might get tired of hearing me say that if you really follow me on Infect, but just love how much life there is in the format, and you just don't care. It's just like, yep, that's nice. Yeah, let's just, I could show the bow here, but I'd rather him overinvest in the, you know who I'm talking about, Stonehorn Dignitary, because that'll be 4 mana. The cadence of the turn, he's going to drop that. If we draw a land, which is very highly probable, it's a third of our deck, we'll be able to equip the longbow and make him feel like a jackass for doing that. So, yeah, no, he does. It's very cool. All right, we're going to attack here. With double vines, we're feeling pretty good here. So I can trip 1 and still have backup for the other if he's got any sort of bounce shenanigans planned. We'll see. No? Okay. Journey, Oblivion Ring, there's a lot of stuff. I don't need the Abundant Growth yet. I'm going to hold off. Here comes that. I really think a Stonehorn of the Dignitarian Persuasion is going to drop soon. We'll see. No? Well, isn't that interesting? Okay. And there it is right on call. Well, I'm just going to drop this. We'll call green. So we don't really need anything else. This is a tough situation here. I'm just going to play for longevity here and put it on this. I mean, if I draw like a Blighted Agent, I'll feel kind of stupid here, but after that turn, I won't. So we'll rock like this. I mean, we just attack. If he has any trick, we've got vines. Is this it? Or does he have like vines? What's this? Okay. That's cool. We'll rock like that. Let's bring out another one of these. And then, ooh, that's cool. We'll bring this out too. Make him feel really like, oh no. Have as many fogs as you want, people, because we've got a longbow. Now he's going to understand how cool it was that Caleb was able to pull that off. Takes a really bad draw on my part in this one. All right. So there we go. 1-1, folks. That's what this does almost every time to Tron. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's 2-0 all the time, but it's very often that we're able to pull that off. Anyway, I'm going to run real quick. We got a cool little Christmas promo coming up here, and I'll be back in just a bit after I get some coffee. Adios.
Dear Magic the Gathering, I'm returning your stupid goblin card. He's weak. Can't you make him less of a weenie? Signed, Jason Black.
Giant growth.
Magic the Gathering, the trading card game.
Well,
Is that a Kraken? Sure is.
Don't worry, Pauper's got you covered.
And you saved hundreds when you switched.
okay. Cool.
And he's really destroying my car.
How do you know it's a he?
We're on a mission to save you money.
And we're back. All right, I'm going to keep this because we've got 2 Glistener Elves and everything else costs 1 except for our Soul's Fire. Hiya! Speaking of Caleb, this might be one of his brews. Seeing the Selfless Cather. I haven't seen that since the beginning days of Tokens. Got my new coffee. And if you like that song, the Jingle Bells, it's from my... Not many people can name their favorite band. I have different favorite artists and stuff like that, but my favorite band is the Crash Test Dummies. Got to see them in concert. They've been kind of long forgotten. Unfortunately, they're always captivated in that one-hit wonder category, but I love all of their music, and probably one of the best out there is their Christmas album. It's called Jingle All the Way, and it has songs like that. And if you like that guy's voice, which I adore, it's highly recommend it. Jingle All the Way by the Crash Test Dummies. So very cool. In fact, some of you know I like to make masks in my spare time. It's kind of my artsy little aside thing. I make full-on masks if you see our Halloween show and stuff like that. But I actually made one for him based on their album Songs of the Unforgiven, which is my favorite album. Very dirgy and such. All right, so this is a strange brew from Jonah Stone. Not quite sure. Beautiful, but why not a bone splitter? I'm curious. All right, well, let's hit while the hitting's good. You know, because we have Soul's Fire, a lot of times what's cool about Seal of Strength is you can pop, right? That makes it 7. And then if we had Soul's Fire, that's just 7, right, to his dome like that. So seeing that we're going up against a critter-based strategy here, I'm going to just kind of play it a little closer to the vest here. Canadian music, you're right. Yes. One of the other disarming things about that band is every album, I mean, it really shows I'm a fanboy, so I'm always going to brag about them, but it really shows off their variety, because every other album, you're like, other than his voice, you're like, are you kidding me? This is completely different. This is just crazy, crazy different. So I should have popped that there just to encourage the give and go attack there. But anyway, yeah, they've got like true country music. I don't mean like, you know, the wife left me and I got a beer on a stained t-shirt or whatever crap that is. Like truly cool stuff. Just old world. And then, you know, they'll go and almost do like a rap album one time, and then like, you know, just it's just really, really cool. But unfortunately, the bane of a Helden tenor and such has really kind of infiltrated the zeitgeist of people's ears, if that's such a thing. I think we just win here. And people aren't used to hearing somebody of the lower register like that. So I love it. Peter Gabriel is probably one of my favorite artists, but bands, give me them any day of the week. You almost can't be upset when you're listening to them too. So, all right, well, I don't know if they just don't know what Infect is or what. We're going to go like this and try to close this out real nice and fast like. Boop, boop. Ding. All right. What was that? Azores? Okay. I've got oops. Wow. We won't even count that one. I'll create here and go from here. I'll rage quit via the Infect shenanigans. Who knows? Maybe they're a bit hydroblasted. Turn 3, sir. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people will see this list and they'll be like, you know, oh, why don't you just go traditional? Well, traditional loses even against Tron nowadays because of all that stuff. But what we're junking it up with are answers to the answers. This just ends the game. Oblivion Ring is probably the clunkiest, or Corpse Cur, but those are just kind of, there's only 4 cards and everything else draws. So it's still, and then Reckless Charge being able to, it's like playing 64 cards. It's pretty cool. So, all right, let's see what we get here. We got 3 lands, creature, 2 answers. This is a late game hand. I'm not fond of it, but I mean, we'll keep it just because we're just trying to showcase the deck. More cards we see, the better. It can be Liquid Vargo. That's the benefit of playing Infect. You get those turns where it does feel like this deck has it all. I think I'm 1 or 2 cards away still, and 75 might be there. It's just, oh, these 2 go here and can do this stuff. Trying not to be forget the artist that does that. But all right, here we are. And so here's a scenario, right? We don't have any enchantments. We've got our colors here, but you know, Khalni Garden, yeah, it looks slow in a deck with only 17 lands, but with 20, you have your options of when to play it. Now we've got a creature. Maybe we're going up against mono black. And again, oh, here's now. Everybody always laughs. You know, I'm always playing decks that just obliterate Delver. This isn't one of them. I have a hard time being it this way, but we're going to call blue here. Always nice to top deck this, not have to worry about days. We'll rock here. But one of the other good things about these plant tokens against bad matchups like Burn, not bad, Burn's not bad, it's 50-50, but Delver can be, and it's mostly because of the ninjas. It's yet another turn that we can just chump block a ninja and keep things moving. All right, they don't show nothing. We get one more colored source. These Oblivion Rings might be able to take out something worthy. Yeah, that's kind of it, Disruption. You get the purists out there that are like, oh, that list is crap because, you know, you can't consistently win on turn 3. Well, Infect doesn't either, and it draws dead after turn 4 very much more often. So even when you're playing like a groundswell-based version and it's all green and you're all in, you almost always want to see a land. And so I was like, well, let's take it a step further, make it a little bit more robust. Have that staying power. I'm going to keep that plant back for the inevitable ninja probably next turn, and have that staying power. It's nice. Just yesterday, what was that? Yeah, it was about 17 hours ago. I was playing, and Fogtron showed up. They had like 7 Infect, and here came the lock, and they just do, and I just knew I'm going to draw Soul's Fire, and I did, and I attacked, and I tripped something, and they countered the wrong thing, and boop, dead. Good times. All right, so now, kind of happy this is happening. I mean, not happy for me, but just, you know, this does happen. Vestige, it's one and done. A lot of our enchantments aren't showed up. We have a very colorful hand, so this kind of sucks right now. But we'll attack still and still get in 1. Really like seeing the Ichorclaw Myr. The only reason I'm playing Glistener Elf, actually, I was talking to Methodical months ago when I was first coming up with this list, and I didn't even have Glistener Elf in this list. I had the black flyer, the 1/1, so it was all evasion. It was like you block this, it gets bigger, especially with trample and such. You can't block this, and then the other one has flying. So I was like, hey, I want this, but he made some really good points about, Force Spike. Let's keep that in the forefront of our mind. Another reason to run 20s. But just, you don't want to get too far away from the base as we saw last game, right? You want those crazy fast turns where you have that ability to just, I'm going to end the game right now. Opponents can sometimes, maybe they don't have many creatures. Your disruption as far as being able to protect things might show up sooner than later. We're fine racing here. I was really kind of hoping for a ninja there. Well, that'd be nice if it was anything else. So, hey, be warned, as much fixing as I've gotten this list, look, our hand's unplayable right now. This does not happen very often. Almost never, but you play 20 games out of, counting each one as like maybe a best of 3, you're going to have 1 or 2 of them where this kind of maroons you like this. But boy, this is, there's a way to make Vestige or another land that comes out that kind of has a dual threat like that. Might be pretty impressive. Maybe you switch out the gardens for those extra 2, and then you've got 10 lands that do it, 4 enchantments. That's, a third of the deck that can fix the colors almost as is. So I really want to see a ninja here, believe it or not. So I can block, and it's going to take their turn up. 4, we've got 3 turns. They've got us on the clock here. Okay. Well, here's the conundrum. I'm going to attack first. It's not one to do very often. And if everything goes according to plan, we'll hit them up. And then we're going to Oblivion Ring over the Blighted Agent, because if they have Spell Stutter Sprite here, I want to ask for a hard counter. We already know 4 spikes in their hand. So let's do the old hesitation play. I'll attack here. Spell Stutter doesn't do anything because it dies to this and can't block this. I'll go from here. We still have this. It's frustrating that we did draw our other color, right? But unfortunately, we're going to have to try to save the race here. And we'll play the Oblivion Ring. Asking for a hard counter. There it is. Okay. Oh, and don't let me forget, after this round, I just noticed, those little player reward packs or whatever. I started opening a bunch. And my son opened a few. And then I realized, oh, wait. That'd be good because it's a December themed show. There's 3 shows between now and Christmas. So each show will open 5 of them and have a little sort of a presents, a present sort of vibe to our little Christmas theme here. 7. 2 more turns. Who's gonna pull it off? Who's got the goods? Not with these hands. We've got to do something better than that. I need some colors here to show up. I'd really want a Cave of Temptation here, something that can't be countered. Then we can Soul's Fire for the win. They probably got some options there, but down to the wire here. Here we are. There's some crazy, scary stuff coming out in the editing world via Adobe. I've got a lot of friends, some of the main dudes in that company. All right, I love this play. Yeah, we've got to win next turn, but anyway, some of the editing software coming out in the next few months / year it's a scary world. It really is. You're going to be able to take any video of anyone, make them say anything. It's going to look completely real. And I just wonder what it's going to do for people of the, well, you're just gonna have that complete deniability. Somebody's gonna be able to catch somebody red-handed doing some horrible thing and be like, well, that was obviously faked, and you're almost not gonna be able to prove it. How was this deck when Astrolabe was unbanned? It was good. I obviously had Snowlands in it. I feel like I'm liking it better without it. It's nice to have that permanent draw there. I mean, it was definitely on paper a little bit better, but for that little ability to trip Unbridled Growth at instant speed is pretty cool. So this is all dependent on what we draw here. Hopefully it's a colored source. That'll do it. Yeah, we don't have anything here. We'll just attack here. Unless they've got foil. Which they might. You never know. We've got this one. We'll let that go down. So here's a situation, right? Let's say they could block the Blighted Agent. Let's just say they bounced it or something, right? And we had access to Soul's Fire right here. You wait for the trigger of the Ichorclaw Myr to show up, and then you Soul's Fire, because now it's a 3/3 and they're at 7. So it's good times. Cast with Kicker here. Boop, boop. Here we are. And see how this goes. Have fun, Mr. Force Spike. Yet another reason to play 20. Last I looked, decks need land, right? Soul's Fire is completely wasted in this matchup. It's a nice little aha trick, but I don't like it otherwise. Corpse Cur I like because it's going to ask for a hard counter. Obviously, they're going to be able to deal with our stuff, counter it, blah, blah, blah. And once we kind of have the fortitude to work through their counters, Corpse Cur into Corpse Cur is pretty nasty stuff. Kind of like Oblivion Ring because it costs 3. Even Journey and Last Breath I was messing around with. You know, it only takes 1 fairy out there. If they've got 2 fairies out and they're holding Spell Stutter Sprite, I got news for you. Pretty much any deck you're playing, you're probably not going to be winning that game. Doesn't have to be effect-based anything. So I love Augur, believe it or not. A lot of times I catch myself knee-jerk like, oh, well, I'm going to get rid of it. No, those ninjas just run into this all day long, and you just wait to go off. So I really like having those at the 2 count here. And because we have Khalni Garden and such, a lot of times I like to bring in a longbow. I might even run 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to rock like this. And depending on how aggressive the build is, like if I was playing against Mezzle, my old nemesis on a lot of the challenges and PEs and stuff in the time past, I'd probably bring in 1 or 2 moments apiece just because deck seems to work good for him, just because it's such a master at it. So, all right. But yeah, if you like having a lot of potential, this is it. So, again, we saw Force Spike, so I'm going to ship this. If this was Abundant Growth, I might keep it because we're drawing immediately. Be careful. This card's kind of new to me. You've got, mid to late game, this is awesome because you trip it and you've got instant access to draw, and you can still tap the mana first for color and then draw it, but because remember, it just says sacrifice it. So, but we're going to mulligan this. If I knew I was drawing a land next turn, best case scenario, we still might run into a Force Spike and such. It's when I do miss running Unearth. I used to have Unearth instead of Corpse Cur, and you could have turns. I had Manamorphous too, so you could trip it for red-black, Unearth, Reckless Charge. There's something to that. Maybe that's a combination of those. Maybe I get rid of 2 of these and put in 2 Manamorphous. I'm such a purist. I don't know. Maybe I'll come around to that. But we're going to mulligan this. Much better. Even though we don't have any creatures, I've got defense, I've got haste, I've got answers. I'm going to keep this. We just saw blue. I'm going to get rid of the vines. I'll say done here. I've got 4 of those. What do we have here? Ponder of the Original Persuasion. Very cool. All right. One of the cool new shows I've been working on like crazy on the Disney Channel is The Owl House. Highly recommend you check that out when it comes out. It's going to be cool. So boost is nice, but let's get our mana right immediately. We've got a nice opening. Daze isn't a thing anymore. We're good to go. Now we don't mind seeing this because we can just recklessly throw it out there and Speaking of reckless, as we stare at reckless charge, we do have one creature in our hand, but it's of the hurry up and wait persuasion there. Okay. Now. Two of those. Drawing is going to be paramount importance here. Believe it or not, I'm going to limp here and make it look like we really were land screwed. I'm going to bring this out hoping for a spell stutter. Because I really want that Unbridled Growth to hit. Okay. Now it sounds crazy, but with this hand, I'm not too worried about other things showing up here. And we're going to trip this now. Draw a card. Cool. All right. Stuff's going to get countered, and I want to get to 4 mana as soon as possible. We'll worry about boosting things up later. Maybe our Reckless Charge can come through if our mana shows up. If this turns into Island Ninja, we can always probably top deck a land and Oblivion Ring the Ninja away, and then we're kind of back starting clean, and we're asking for very hard counters. I am so stoked today. It's supposed to rain all weekend. I just love it. Oh, and I was down 25 pounds when I was in the hospital. Might not look it. It's just so even keel all over the place, so very close to my goal. I have a weird habit of everybody else gets in shape for summer. I tend to get in shape for like December and like the winter. I don't know why. Covered up in clothes and nobody can see all my hard work. It's more health work than anything. Not like I'm trying to win any looks contests. Okay, we got kind of a wide open realm here, so let's draw a card. Fix our mana up. See what we're going to do. But I sure missed y'all. It's funny how used to this you get. We'll drop this out, and then we'll play our Seal of Strength, which was scary enough the first time to ask for a counter. That's a little unfair. I mean, you want to have a bit of a tempo play on their side, so I will be so happy if we can beat Delver, just traditional blue Delver. The red one's not so hard because they have to lean so hard on red to do anything, but Preordained shows up. Let's show you guys a little Christmas present. I will open gifts after this. Gifts. This is a Christmas themed show anyway. Forgot to do that. Sorry about that. We'll open maybe 2 or 3, play one more game, then open 2 or 3 more, and we'll call it at that. The list will be in the video description. Keep these things at a decent time frame here. And if you're in a pinch, you know, the plant can become Arnold Schwartzified with a Seal of Strength and get nice and fat. So I think I might actually do that. Blocking first, then tripping the seal. If he's going to snap it, at least the ninja will have been blocked, and that way we can, because we're not going to win any speed contest with this hand here. All right, well, if I wait one more turn, this comes out of the gate really fast. I'm going to slow roll this. We're just going to go like this, drop this, go grab a Delver, and show you all the power of the white side. Speaking of Star Wars references, I've been watching The Mandalorian quite a bit, and I'm not a fan of the latest episode. Actually, the last few, they've just been the same storyline with just different faces. Really like the first 1 or 2. Was impressed with the production value. Obviously, I think the casting's pretty good and stuff, but man. All right, well, they're on to us. I wish I had a way to kill that. I don't. Good news here is maybe they tap out for aggro, thinking this, unless they're ghosting us, which I doubt it. We're not in a paid event. This is when it's really neat if they do a lot of shenanigans thinking, hey, I've got this big window of availability with Infect. Well, you kind of don't. As we can see, this is going to be 8 if everything goes according to plan. That's why I like this and the Augur. It's a pay it forward mentality. It's like you've got this this power banked. The seal's ready to go. It's ready to pop, whether it's you know, of the Soulsfire initiative or on the back of a reckless charge, getting shot out of a, what is that, a volcano of all things. All right, here we go. Yeah, I really thought so too. And it was funny, Cash Override, when you look at it, the same writer was the director, and I don't know him, but nothing against him. But yeah, it felt very unpolished, and there were just parts of it where you're like, well, why don't they just do this? And you know, there was one or two surprises in there, but almost at the cost of the plot. Baby Yoda's cute, but it's getting dangerously close to turning into a Teletubbies show at this point. It's like, I want my Mandalorians badass, please. All right, so this is when I do miss, well, I'm not even going to finish that sentence because I'll sound like a fool. So if this gets countered, that's fine. We got good mana here. We'll tap, 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 boink. Throw this out. Corpse Cur. If it gets countered, we've got another one right behind it. Probably will get countered. No? All right. Well, we're playing this for a reason. Let's see if it works. This gets bounced. That's probably the worst play for us. Yeah, it gets bounced. Dang it. Because now we're completely out. And you know, if a sprite came down, it's like, all right, well, we can block Ninja Man, but at least we know the 2 snaps are done and they don't have any counters, hard counters in hand. And again, we like having mana, right? Look at our mana. 5 mana. We used all of it. We might need more. It'd be nice to have 8. We could Corpse Cur, Corpse Cur. And we might need to do that soon. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it again. Did he get a hard counter? Might have by now. Okay. Well, now we have a target. I've got 3 options of colors, so I'm not even worried about this. I'm going to pull this off. We'll call red and give him a little scare, and then pass the turn and let him know he's out of the woods. Booyah! It's funny, my youngest had bronchitis recently, and so obviously missed the first days of school in like 3 or 4 years. He's going for my perfect attendance records back when I was a kid. But so we were just sitting there, speaking of Disney and Mandalorian and stuff, and we started watching the old Toy Stories. Boy, those hold up. I just can't get over how, like, the original, I remember thinking like, I never have to watch this again when they finally grew up, and it was like, oh, here we go. I blinked and it was like, wow, this is a damn good movie. All right. Very good target for Oblivion Ring. It's very hard for a traditional infect to get through a Spire Golem. That's a big backside. Now it'd be nice. Look at this. 2, 3 with backup. If we draw a Blighted Agent right now, it can attack for 7. You know, the game looks over, and it might be. But it's nice to know that you've got those options. I forget who was talking about, well, I can just read up because it's, where was it? Darn it. I guess maybe it was a little bit higher. I didn't think there were that many comments, but, yeah, this, you know, traditional effect right here is just completely dead. I mean, like, completely dead. So here's a good scenario where you want to bait a counter. Let's, hopefully they've got like a spell stutter sprite here. Okay, well, that kind of tells us they don't. Let's just draw right now. Keep that for a mystery. We know they have Force Spike. They've got 2. Well, good job. We'll bring back this. If this doesn't work, we're really hurting. They did preordain. Ouch. Yeah. Oh, that's brutal. I've only got 1 more. As you can see, though, that just becomes a pretty steady supply of infected filth. We've only got 1 turn after this. Can we do it? So that's Blighted Agent math. That's 4. 3 would make it 7. Yeah, I don't think we can do this with any scenario here. We could do 7 infect damage, but not when they're bringing back counter spells. Okay, off to game 3. Good for them. I'm actually glad we didn't 2-0 that because I told you it was a tough matchup, and it's nice to see why. The ability to say no was still a thing. I like this. I like this. Might want to have one more of those. I just like in this, yeah, we can get them early. That's cool. But what's really cool is being able to force feed their counter spells. What am I talking about? Well, you almost have to counter each one of these with a hard counter. If I bring in one more Oblivion Ring, that's pretty good times 2. But because it's a show and I'm trying to entertain, I'm going to bring in one Pentarch Ward. That's another must counter if we call blue outside of, well, this and this, given blue, they can't do anything in this. If it gets blocked by Spire Golem, well, it's going to be a 0-1 after that happens. So I'm not too worried about that. But what to lose? What to lose? Yeah, screw it. Let's bring in both of these. So we're more likely to see it. I got vines. We got longbows. Let's get rid of one longbow. I would hate to see 2. Let's go. Any Naruto fans out there? I got a Pervy Sage. No. Jiraiya is the Pervy Sage. This is Killer Bee. Very cool little anime bobblehead sort of thing. Always keeping me company. I always like his little Konabaru, or however you say that. I think it means fool, you fool in the show, but I love that. Yeah, I want to play first. Wow, 20 lands, and look what happens to us. We're going to mulligan that. Nice, easy choice. Ooh, this is what you hate to see. We've got Fixin'. We don't have any creatures. These are ugly hands against a deck that we don't want to have this happen against. We will keep. We're going to keep both of these in this, so we're going to get rid of this and say done. I want to immediately be the beat down here. Don't have to worry about Force Spike next turn. Okay. That's a thing. Usually Seal can kind of 1-for-1 that. Don't see it too often, though. I'm liking this old ponder, little underwater life scene there. Shirazamon, you still around? I haven't seen you in a bit here. And apologies again for a little fight. His job is just pulling him every which way but loose, and he's having quite the likes it, but it's pretty stressful and taking a lot out of him. So yeah, cool, man. All right, well, I think we'll trip that next time. I mean, we have a colored answer here. I don't know. You think it's worth popping? We have another color here. We're not looking at any other colors. What do you guys vote? I'm going to pop it. Save it. We'll bring this out. There's just so much that costs 1 mana, and we've got an opening, and we have a colored source here, Liquid Vago, so that's kind of why I'm rolling that route. They can't counter our Cave of Temptation. If I had a hand of like 3 different colors, I would have done it. So our robot speaks up. And I went on Discord for probably the first time in like 8 months or something. One of our fans, I apologize, I didn't write it down. I've got notes all over the place here. It's somewhere, but wanted to help us out in linking all of our accounts and stuff. So if you do see me on, Discord, you can at least now right-click on our name and see all of our channels and go directly to them for whatever that's worth. Not sure it's worth much, but we'll see. I'm going to imply that we've got Vines of Vastwood here. We're turn closer to Ichorclaw Myr this way. Better than drawing a seal, I guess either way. No, not either way. We wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, we would have. Never mind. Counterspell in hand. Let's make sure that we don't forget that. yeah. Hopefully, because of the cloud cover, I didn't really check my lighting. Hopefully it doesn't look like I'm sitting in the dark here. It's getting pretty gray outside, so the illumination is, other than the screen illumination, it's mostly due to the supernova in the sky. All right, let's do this. I guess we're going to find out if they've got Spell Stutter Sprite if they don't block here. Okay, they do block. That's cool because Ichorclaw Myr is going to, I would think, be a must counter. Force Spike's not going to do it with the mana we've got. Is this where they just realized that that does that? Interesting. Well, that's frustrating. All right. Doink. I don't want to live in fear of a counterspell. I'm going to drop it. We might lose it. We probably will. Hopefully it's not a sprite. That'd be kind of a kick in the crotch. Okay. And now we know that's gone. 2 cards left. They don't have a ninja. We'll be at 13 at the end of this one. Maybe 12 if a ninja shows up. Ouch. Another one of those cards, I think. You know, if I'd be happy if Flicker and Ephemerate went away. I could see keeping Sanctuary because I still think eventually it's going to get cracked. It's not like these kind of decks need much more help being tier 1 because of plays like we just saw. But the ability to just keep it honest like that, where it's like, okay, I'm going and getting this. Okay, I get it. I saw it. There's ways around it. You got to go kind of all in with islands here. But I still think that's going to eventually be a problem. And I would just, it's always been my case, I would nix the Sanctuary, the Flicker, even Snap, and Ephemerate all in one go. That free mana stuff, just get rid of it. Keep the game honest. Or, what's the, there's a card, it says anything that goes to the graveyard's like gone, and it's green or white, and it's a 2/1 in Modern. It sees a lot of play. It's a little beater. I think if you downshifted that to Pauper, it might actually save a lot, because then, you know, two-fifths of the color pie would have access to being able to just shut off any sort of graveyard shenanigans like that organically, not having to waste a turn or sit on a Fairy Macabre or, you know, that sort of thing. Macabre, sorry. Alrighty. Well, I think we're going to take 4. They're going to counter. I'm going to do it for the same reasons I did it before. We've got a Corpse Cur here. Oh, all right. Cool. Maybe we caught them snoozing, or they thought we were baiting them. In that case, we weren't. Oh, but because of my little issues, I'm 100% healthy, blah, blah, blah. It's a parameter. If you're scratching your head going, what the hell? And where was he this last few weeks? Rewind to the top of the show for the whole medical drama I went through. But I've got this heart monitor just in case, because of the old heart stoppage thing. And it's kind of weird. Scratchy. Sometimes I'll be like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, don't touch it. It's pretty much just a glorified wristband of, like, you know, those health persuasion ones that they've got. Okay, we don't have any turns left here. Yeah, that's the one. What do you guys think? I think they could downgrade that and be all right. All right, so they're kind of screaming that they have Snap in their hand. We haven't even infected them yet. This is kind of embarrassing. It's a 2/1. You can gut shot it. You can do just about anything to it. I really think that could be downgraded. Oh, yeah? Any advice, Shirazma? It's the first time. Like I said, it was the first time I've ever been in the hospital since I was born, so it was kind of weird. Taking a shower was weird. Tried to, you know. All right. Well, we're going to do what we can here. Come on. Try to snap it, please. No? Okay. Yeah, but I felt like such an idiot. Second, anybody out there thinks I've got a head on my shoulders, think of this. I've got it, like, you know, it's got this special tape on my chest. I'm like, well, I'll keep it even drier. I'm going to put got some like packing tape, and I just taped it on before, you know, thinking I was going to be able to keep it ultra dry. But the tape pulled on the adhesion I already had, and it was just this huge ordeal. And I was like, oh no, I ended up getting it off, but I had to pull against it. But it was a close call. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? This is terrible. All right, I got 2 turns after this. You can tell how much I've been talking. Look at my time. I'm playing Infect, and I got less than 7 minutes left. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's an entertaining show. Okay, well, that'd be nice if we had mana. See a common theme here. We're running 20. I think everybody's knee-jerk reaction is, that's too much. Well, almost every game, especially that first one going up against land destruction, but that's not going to happen very often. We almost always want more. Be nice to have more. We could play the Cur. We could get a counterspell. We could get the Cur back. We could protect it from blue, and we might actually win this game. But no. Instead, we are forced into these shenanigans. Again, this is a neat scenario. Let's say I was at 3 life right here, and I had access to I do have access to color mana, but a 4th. You can Soul's Fire now, the end of your turn, whatever, and do it directly to this creature. Maybe they're at 0, and Soul's Fire is not going to, you're not going to live long enough. Well, use it as direct damage. Here we go. What do we got here? That, huh? Well, we know that they've got a counter spell in their hand that's not going to keep that thing alive. But we've only got... Next turn we'll be at 3, so we have to win the next time it is our turn. So this is kind of a weird play. I mean, I guess it pays to just do this to our dude. It'll probably get countered, but... We know they've got the counterspell in their hand. That's cool, because we're kind of 2 for 2ing there. Get rid of the counterspell. They're going to kind of scratch their heads maybe and go, wait a minute. Well, at least they knew that that wasn't going to go down. All right, well, I don't know if I got many outs here. Yeah, don't really have any, do I? I'd need 1 more mana, and we'd have to top deck Oblivion Ring, which we took out because I wanted to show off this card, which we end up just looking at it instead of playing it. But I told you at the top of the show, this is not one of the matchups we win very often. Let's see if they got a counterspell just because. Bring this down. All right. Well, in this scenario, I'd actually probably grab a Glistener Elf over the Ichorclaw just because if we draw another land, we'll be able to flood the board. But we're dead here either way. And so we'll just scoop here, and we're going to go off to our Christmas theme here. I said that would probably happen, and it did. I'm glad we got 1 game here. We're going to go over to our collection here. We'll play 1 more after this. I've got 15 of these. I was about to open all of them, and I was opening. I'm like, wait a minute. And so I got it to an even number with 3. So we'll open 5 of these to show off our little... We're trying to do some sort of a Christmas theme here. Let's open 1. Boop. Let's see. Yes, open 1. Let's see. What do we got? Honored Hierarch. Renown. As long as it's Renown, it has Vigilance and add 1 mana. All right. It's all right. Interesting. Wish there was a little bit more to talk about with that card, but we'll rock like that and say close. Interesting. Let's open another. Yes. Open 1. Dun, dun, dun. I love this card. When I play Modern, I really like this, but I've got like 6 of them already. Man, I wish this was... you know what? It's crazy. It was going to be like, stupid Deluxekoff. I think this could probably be downgraded to a common. Can't be countered. So what? It's a 2/2. And you give some hope to green and red and Gruul mages. Haha! Merry Christmas indeed. So, let's go like this. Come on, let's get something really awesome. Let's see. Open 1 of these. Yes, open. What is this? What is this? Shamanic Revelation. Draw a card for each creature you control. 5 mana sorcery? What else does it do? Gain 4 life. Ugh. You know, my best buddy Randy just got done visiting. I just had a birthday myself, and this is so his kind of card. I just look at this and goes to the trash bin for me, but he could he could make this work and make you go, son of a bitch. All right, 2 more to go. Let's get something like that we can recognize, something that's good, something that... What's this? I opened two or three of these, I think, before I realized, hey, I should do this because it's a Christmas themed show. And I opened up one of these already. So this must just be a dime a dozen, I'm thinking. Zahid, Gin of the Lamp. Gin, great word for Scrabble because you could spell it like 5 different ways. Keep that in mind. It can save many a Scrabble game. You may pay 3 and a blue, tap an untapped artifact you control rather than pay its mana cost. All right. And it has flying. That's it? That's a little underwhelming, especially the quote. It kind of rubs it in even a little bit more. It's like, I'm going to do whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. It's like, amuse you to no end. Dude, don't get ahead of yourself. You've only got flying. He's acting like he's just trample Emma Curl or however you say that. Some 15 can't be countered and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, this guy's a little ahead of himself. All right, we'll close that last one for this show. We'll open up 5 more each show of December. I think there's one at the end, but that's after Christmas, so what are you going to do? Let's open up this, yes, and see what we got here, and then we'll play one more game. Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a creature. Hey, I love the colons, right? Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to any target. That should be downgraded too. Hey, if it was up to me, let's just make all uncommons common and see what happens in the Wild West. Instead of banning everything, let's just not allow anything to have any sort of options. It's killed you many a times. Hey, before I forget, I'm going to run into another commercial here, guys. And I'm going to use a restroom, get one more thing of coffee, and we'll come back, play maybe at least one, maybe 2 games. About a year ago, for those of you that watch Pauperganda all the time, you'll remember I went to Seattle and I ended up getting second in the Rags to Riches tournament. And I found the old video of just kind of the memory, and I figured, hey, it's almost a year to the date that happened, so what better time to revisit this than now? Be back in about 2 minutes, and I'll see you then.
With them. Currently 3-1-1, so have access to a win-and-in. Not quite in the top 8, but have been doing well with the deck that they have been pioneering.
Right. And like that's a great feeling to be like, I made this and now it's popular and doing well and I'm here crunching people.
We
like,
got
what a great feeling.
This place, it's got an in-store restaurant. I mean, you're probably just used to this. And
this is my norm.
Yeah, coming from where I'm at, every game store is like this little hallway, and they go under in like 6 months to a year, unfortunately, and there's no community. And this place is just swamped. I mean, it's just there was a line out the door last night, and I'm just beyond like happy to be here, and it's storming outside, which I love.
Hey all you Pauper fans, make sure to visit gatherling.com. They host a variety of awesome free tournaments. That's right, free. Simply find a tournament that interests you and enter. Pauper Classic Tuesdays, or PCT, happens at 8 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. Track your records, follow stats, all while enjoying a free tourney with prizes. Arctic Ghost is your host for Pauper Classic Tuesdays. Follow these 4 steps for a free tournament experience. Also remember to thank your host. They do this just for the love of the game. Have a great time. And we're back. So hopefully you liked that little trip down memory lane. Maybe once a year I'll replay that video. It's just, it was always a big life goal for me. I know it sounds a little extreme just being a silly card game, but you know, to just go up just for that tournament to Seattle and stuff. Got to the final table. Of course, Tron brought me down, but you know. Another funny little side note. I think every time I was on camera was when, what did I play? Didn't you watch the video? Boros Bully. That was like a month or two after I made it, and it was kind of taking things over and just kind of riding that no Monarch route and stuff. And yeah, just a very, very cool time. Got to meet the MTG Pauper Bellingham crew, which is, I've said a few times on this show, it's one of the coolest things if you want a blueprint for a community. You know, you go and you make one person, everybody, I don't know, you kind of make a library of decks, right? A bunch of 75, the metagame, and you start hosting tournaments like that, and people show up without a deck. Well, who cares? You know, here, use this one and check it in, check it out, that sort of thing. Very cool. And just record time, all of a sudden you get a Pauper metagame in your store, and it's very cool. So yes, I did, Eckhart. Yeah, I thought I had just said that. Yeah, every time I was on camera, I lost, and then every other time I didn't. So it's pretty awesome. In fact, I was getting revenge against the Affinity player at the time off camera, and they're like, hey, there's nothing to roll to. Do you want to move? And I'm like, no. I was like, for some reason, whatever mojo's not working on camera, I want to at least get to the finals. Then I'll lose, but that wasn't my mindset then. But hey, all right. Here we go, the last hand of one of the last hands of the day. We'll say keep this. This is exactly kind of what we want to see. We got double draw, double creature. Mana's feeling good. We just got Bird of Paradise lands all over the place. So I thought it was pretty funny, Art, that it happened with, you know, with all the Twitch outings, and sometimes between talking too much or trying to wear too many hats and stuff. It's just kind of funny that went down that way. All right, here we are. Abundant Growth. Don't have to worry about days. Maybe a foil. Well, that's a card you just don't see anymore. All right. Hey, I like this. Might want to just lean on turn 3 here. I think I'm going to try to bait out a Spellstutter Sprite. I'm actually kind of glad we're facing this again. I wanted this again or burn. This flips. It's going to be close. Shows the power of Delver. Okay. Come on, I want it to rain. Oh, Dimir, interesting. Well, even better. Get a little bit of both. Games 2 and 3 get really interesting with the protection from black. Oh, I do too, Eckhart. It'll be awesome. I want to go up there. Screw the. I mean, the tournament's awesome. The store's amazing, as I was bragging about in the video. I was so blown away by that. But I'm not joking. I know I was a little on the nose there, but I just, man, met the MTG Bellingham crew, especially Ryan, and just immediate friendship. You can just tell sometimes you meet people and you know, like, oh, we're going to be friends for a long time. And sure enough. All right. Yeah, see, I've got this window here. Blighted Agent's nice. Probably 100% that they've got a way to remove it. We don't have vines yet. I'm just going to... Let's get the creature out first. This is just kind of a sacrificial lamb at this point. I'm going to have vines back up with Blighted Agent, so at least it takes an edict to get rid of me. And I'm not really worried about protecting this at this point, so I'm going to throw this on here. I'll probably pop the growth. That sounds pretty disgusting. And we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I'd like to go back up there just for a prolonged period this next time and just have a nice hangout and stuff. It was just so funny how everything came together, and like that little inn that I was staying at, that I was just so blown away. Like the artwork on the walls looked like something out of some of the Magic cards in the actual deck I was playing. I was like, what? I think there was only one though, meaning that I only had one copy of Tormenting Voice. All right, they just brainstormed. My son just made a cool Dimir deck. We were just kind of playing Legacy Light, like pretty much just whatever you want to build it. And I just bring my Pauper decks in, and my buddy was in town, and we were playing a bunch of 3-player games, which I played less than probably 20 of in my whole life. And he made a cool Dimir deck. But reason I'm bringing that up, obviously I'm playing against Dimir, but he understood what I was finally talking about how depressing Brainstorm can be if you don't have a way to shuffle sometimes. It can get really, really down. All right, I like seeing that. I mean, don't like it. I like that better than like maybe a Chainer's Edict or Diabolic Edict, something of the Edict family. We'll see there. All right. I'm really tempted to play this. Feel free to chime in the chat too if there's something you feel like, oh, like the deck, but, or maybe don't like the deck, but. So I think I'm going to give this another whirl. All right. We'll say okay to that. Dismiss that. Here we are. Now would be a very fun time for you-know-what to show up, but it's all right if it doesn't. Let's bring in Blighted Agent. Our lands are fine. I'm going to draw here. See what we get. I like that a lot. All right, so we've got 5. It's going to be close, just even as is. I'm just glad we've got yet another option. Now, Reckless Charge would be very nice if we top deck that. Probably Unbridled Growth into that. Can win out of the blue. Reckless Charge is just made for Infect. It's and I really like. There's like this zeitgeist of MTG where people that are used to Infect. You get lulled into that feeling. It's like, what are you doing here? You can't block this. But you get lulled into that perception of like, oh, I've got a turn. I killed all the creatures, and now it's my turn to be aggro. It's like, no. Reckless Charge might show up. You'll be in deep crapola. Okay. Before I invest in Vines, I'm gonna just bring out my I'll call green. I'm gonna bring this out first. I don't think we have to worry about mass removal here. Being that they're on insect, probably looking at, okay, I did that main phase just because I want to make sure I don't fall for an edict. Now I'll attack. And laugh all the way to the bank because they pretend like they can block this. There's no shadow tricks. There's no nothing. It just can't be blocked. Gotta love that. Who's that fat dude in the corner? Blighted Agent. It's like, he's sneaky enough. I don't think you need to rub it in with a big old fat guard falling asleep in the background. It's a nice little depth of field flavor, though. All right, here we are. Yeah, we could hit for 5, but it's better to keep things alive. They didn't counter that. I'm going to kind of go all in here. I'll disgustingly pop a growth next turn and go from there. All right, well, they've got that. That's interesting. Now, if Corpse Cur shows up, we've got a nice target outside of Glistener Elf. Sometimes, though, don't negate Glistener Elf. Yes, everything under the sun can block it, but sometimes given the tempo of the turn, your mana ratios, and kind of what you have access to and what you know your opponent's on, and I think they're understanding now. It's like, he could be at 10. I got to read the card. You can't block Blighted Agent. Opponent's at 4 mana. We've already seen a counterspell. Ooh, Speak of the Devil. There we go. Speak of the Devil. That'd be a good Magic card. All right, everybody in the chat, let's wake up. If there was a card called Speak of the Devil, what would it do? Obviously, it'd probably be Rakdos or just black. Speak of the Devil. Name a card. Something like that. You'd have to name something. All right, enough of this crap. Let's focus on this. I've only got one colored source. I've got another one here. It's all right. I'm just going to call blue because we're going to go like this and keep things open and go grab a Blighted Agent, or at least ask for another counter spell. Summon a 2/1 Devil tokens. Bloody Thug says, that's kind of what I'm saying too. Let's get rid of this, or at least shrink it down. Speak of the Devil. You definitely want to name a card, like, you know, kind of a Trinket Mage sort of move, right? I feel like a red sorcery that gives the spell flashback. Yeah, red. Maybe it's red and then it has a black flashback. Deprive. Well, when you see Deprive anymore, you just know that they're just not having a good Mystic Sanctuary day. That's cool. I'm going to hold back again on playing Unbridled Growth just because we've already seen a Doomblade. Speak of the Devil. I think it should start with name a card. Let's make it Pauper too. Name a card. Then it could say target player. Maybe it could be offensive, meaning, I mean, obviously if it's red or black, it should be offensive, but maybe it could be like not a tutor effect like you would think, like, oh, I'm going to go get this card. Maybe it's if you knew the opponent's deck, like if you could say, like against this deck, you could say like counterspell, reveal the top 10 cards. If counterspell is revealed, they lose half their life or something like that. Okay, I know that's a little overpowered for Pauper, but it's me after all. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What do we got? No! Let's save it. That's why we're playing it. Has he got another one? Disfigure. Now we're very naked. If we draw the other Corpse Cur, that'd be pretty awesome. Corpse Cur and a Corpse Cur. I'm telling you, if you haven't done it, try it. It's intoxicating. Especially if you're playing against control of any sort, removal or counters. You're just like, okay, here it comes again. Okay, here it comes again. It's like you're playing Tortured Existence without any drawback. I just wish it could grab the Llanowar Augur sometimes, though. Sounds like a draw spell, says Nunsimo. Could be. Speak of the Devil. Come on, let's isolate it. Speak of the Devil. So far, it's a red card, and it flashes back for black. You have to name something. What do we name? What do we name? Speak of the Devil. It'd be funny if we could get a little bit more on the nose. Similar to predict only red. Ken Barb, interesting. All right. Well, we've got a draw in our hand. Let's see what we can develop here. What does he have? Booyah! Nice timing. Brutal. In the old days, this didn't used to show you what happened. You had to kind of deduce what was happening. It was very frustrating. We'll throw this on here. Don't want to play the land there in case they have sprites, counters, anything, because then you're really dead. We've got 2 mana. I screwed up so bad. I ended up winning the game because of Soulsfire, but I had Soulsfire early. I tripped Llanowar Augur, so I had... It was against Tron, I should clarify. They had a Stonehorn Dignitary out, and I was like, okay, now I'm just going to... Oops, this is Vestige, and it isn't Cave of Temptation, and I didn't have any of these out, and I was like, ugh. I ended up drawing it later, but it's frustrating. So I'm going to drop this. Hopefully we don't run into a big fat echoing decay, and we'll just pass the turn here. Or Edict Proof at this point. If you're wondering why we didn't attack, because I was too long-winded in my storytelling that Ichorclaw Myr was a -2/1. Name something, reveal the first card of the deck. If named card, draw 2 or 3. Kind of like that. Be hard to set up in Rakdos, but that might be where the whole Speak of the Devil comes in. Or maybe it could kind of hurt you too. Like name a card, reveal the top maybe 5 cards, For everyone that matches that, put it in your hand, put the rest in your graveyard. That way you could get like lands early on or something. Speak of the Devil. Enchantment gets 2. Speak of the Devil, enter the pain with 2 red devils along the Speak of the Devil means. Very nice, that card. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody got... Yeah. You guys are on it. Follow Eckhart's lead. More like that. Let's have some fleshed out ideas, and then we can start saying voting. Rakdos style. I like it. Look at this. We got R&D going off to the side as we're playing Dimir. Uh-oh. We've only got, depending. Oh, I was afraid of that. I'm going to thrash right into this because I'm going to turn that Gurmag Angler into a vanilla bear. A black bear. How do you say? Well, he blocks it. It takes 3 weather damage, and then it's a 2/2 for 7 mana. Not the best deal, but might be all he needs with the life totals the way they're at. Woo! All right, let me check that off. We have done the gifts. We're wrapping it up here. About the 2-hour mark. All right, we got this, and this. This is almost a neat way to tell if they have counterspell, but it's all on us, right? What I mean by that, we attack with both. If he lets it through, we know he's got counterspell. And then we're dead because we have to use our Blighted Agent to block. He's only at 3. I'm going to do best of both worlds here. I'm going to see if they do this here. So give us an option. That's why we don't play that last land. You got to make them think, hey, we've got some trick. Decisions. Okay, now I have a blocking option if I need it. It's unblockable. I'm at 7. It's not likely. I'm going to attack with both here. Just pretend that we've got some sort of answer outside of a John Avon Forest. Which we all know this can end the game immediately. I just show it, and they just stand back awestruck by the sheer artistic power level. And they scoop. Happens all the time. Come on, anybody else match Eckhart there in the chat? Speak of the Devil. I like it. I like the style of the +/2 there. So, he definitely has a counter. You know what? Now we're really dead because he's probably got some sort of Doomblade effect. EOT. Call our bluff, and we're just going to die to Gurmag here. No? Maybe it's of the sorcery angle. Let's see. Getting a little bummed out. I can hear birds outside. That usually means it's about to clear up. I like my skies nimbus dark. I don't want today to be a sunny day. I want a storybook day. Come on, what you got? What a strange sequence. I would literally give this person money to see their hand. Talk about feeling like a poker game. I can't put them on. I thought I had them on a certain set of cards, and I'm trying to. I mean, I don't know they're 75, but I can't think of a scenario where. Well, I can't do anything here. The power of holding a land back, right? I see people make that mistake all the time. All right. In Latin is said lupus in fabula, which translates to the wolf of the story. Very Eldrani. Very nice, Non-Insimo. Very cool. All right, who are they targeting? Themselves? All right. Double Thought Scour. Yeah, I wish if I was ever in the medical field, another lifetime or whatever, gosh, if you learn Latin, it's so easy. I have a few friends of the doctors and such, and if you have that as a prerequisite, a lot of the stuff literally is like, the vein in this part of the right arm or something. And but if you don't know Latin, you have to memorize this very long-winded speech. Okay. They have 1 card left. This is the game. This is the game. That's not the game. We're losing the game, but we can act like we've got... Let me go... I'm just trying to scare him into a block here. Let's attack. Only way we're going to pull something off is if a double block happens here. Very likely to. They've got 1 card. If they let this through, we're just dead. We're still dead if he doesn't block. Yep, we're dead. We really needed him to kind of go all in and block that Myr. Maybe they'll hold something back in fear because we will be able to block with a Llanowar Augur. We'll see. It's not over yet. Probably is. Not yet. Okay. They're like, what happened to my angler? Why'd I get really weak? That's why. If I have any trick, you're screwed. What am I holding? You'll never know. But if you have the balls to attack in the air, you've got me dead to rights. Is there a card called Dead to Rights? Boy, we're coming up with all kinds of a series here. Oh, they've got it. We're dead. Let's at least see what we would have drawn. That's the first game. Felt like the third game. Okay. I'm not going to show them what we had. Stuff's going to die. We're going to bring it back. We'll do that. Oblivion Ring is going to be really good here. Soulsfire is totally terrible here. There's just nothing to do with it. I like the... you know what? I'm going to lose the Augurs too. Reason being, I didn't see many Edict effects. There weren't any ninjas. And it looks like they're kind of in the 3-3 air plan there. So, Mask of Law and Grace. I'm kind of... Well, no. I am glad that we are facing off against this because now I get to show you guys this. I'm going to bring in all 4 of these. And I'm actually going to take out a Reckless Charge. Why? Because this says and red. And there's a few times, not many, that's why I'm only taking out 1, that happens. Everything else, going to be able to nab stuff, going to be able to bring things back. Yeah, feeling pretty good about this. Let's do the Superstitious Shuffle. And we all know if we put a Crumbling Vestige on top of a Corpse Cur, we've never lost a game. Why, you may ask? Because we never tried it. We've also never won, but hey, let's not say that. Speak of the devils is Goo-New. All right, let's see it. Exactly. It's up to you, my friend. I cannot believe they haven't made a card called Dead to Rights or Speak of the Devil. Speak of the Devil I can understand a little bit. I remember back when I first got into Magic, hold your breath, back in 1994, dun dun dun, cue old music, that Unholy Strength got a lot of crap in press and stuff where I was like, oh, there's a devil's game, you know, all these, and that was like a lot of parts of China, I remember, that they had to redo the artwork for Unholy Strength. And I was like, are you kidding me? In this day and age, people sure can be superstitious. All right. Yes. Now, draw. Khalni Garden, draw. Oh boy, I think I want to keep this. I have like triple draw here. The garden's here. Let's keep it. What do you guys think? It's ridiculous. Keeping a 4-land hand, triple draw. I've got the garden. I have to admit, if the garden wasn't here, if this was just a forest, I wouldn't keep. But because I've got Edict, Bait, and triple draw, screw it. I wouldn't do it in a tournament, but I'm going to do it here. Mole! No! So Magic was pretty edgy when it first came out, huh? There weren't any other games on the scene. I remember Wavern. Wavern was a Magic wannabe. It was in this pink box, which was a strike against it right out of the gates because the demographics was so male, and it was a very feminine-looking box at the time. I remember that, and it just felt like, what? Why would you do that? You know, a lot more machismo back then. And it was going up against Magic, and there was a couple months there where there were some people that went all in on this. I think it was called Wavern with a Y, sort of like Magic spelt with like a K instead of a C. But and then like within weeks, it was just like booster boxes for like $1.99 or something, and just screaming like owners were. You could just tell we're just trying to just eviscerate the shelves of the stuff because it was so clear that Magic was where everybody wanted to be, and a lot of it was artistic. I don't remember much of the gameplay. And then there was a vampire one at the time too that came out a few months later. That was more closer to Ice Age, but yeah. Oh good, I'm glad Disruption's on my side of keep. All right. Hey, look at that. I've got defense already. See? I'm a genius. Look at that. Let's drop this. I don't have any way to protect it, nor do I want it. Let's bring this over here. I'll just throw it on the garden. Hey, all right. Now, if they've got some sort of tricks, we can do things with it. All right. I've been seeing this swamp a lot. A lot of people like this. Pretty neat. Kind of a little will-o'-the-wisp sort of a callback there, right? Pretty cool. Very haunting here. That feels like a swamp, not an island to me. Very ominous. Oh well. Woo. So I guess we're just going to have to give it to Eckhart. All you cowards out there not putting your money where your mouth is, or your text where your mouth is. Come on, let's see some quick rundowns. Quick little paragraph. Throw your creativity out there. Put it in the text. Speak of the devil. We've only got one. Going to have to call him the winner if this keeps going. Let's go. All right, let's drop. I'm going to lean on Unbridled Growth because we've got an extra abundant here and we've got a temptation in our hand. Let's draw it. Come on, Reckless Charge. No. Alrighty. Try it again here. I've got the option here. Draw. It's pretty impressive to draw this many cards for a tacky deck. Why did I say attacky? My buddy Randy that I was talking about those 3-player Magic games. He has a deck called No Attacky. It has Maze of Ith, boatload of fog effects, and some extort triggers. And the deck is called No Attacky. And after you sit down and decide who goes first, it's about 2.5 hours later, and it wins. It's dead. This is fine. We draw a Corpse Cur, a lot of things. Look at this. We're going up against the Dimir deck. They've drawn 49. We're at 47. Woo! We've gotten rid of 2 spells here. I'm going to keep our temptation back. I'm going to drop this here. At this point, we can just trigger it next turn. We might get into a reckless charge here. Always good to do this first. Okay. They've got 5 cards. I really want to keep this as our little go-to dude. I don't know what I even mean by that. I'll imply that we have vines, and I'm just going to put this out there. It's not unlikely that they've got yet another piece of removal spell, and we're just kind of biding our time till Corpse Cur engine shows up or Reckless Charge, and we can just really get the respect quick. All right, Speak of the Devil. All right, GNU. All right, there we are. I'm reading a little backwards. Sorcery. Exile target card with flashback and all cards with the same name in opponent's graveyard. Flashback. I like it because GNU's version is actually naming a card. I believe I'd have to scroll up, and I can't do that with my interface right now. So Bloody Thug. All right, there we go. See, I just have to insult my fan base, and that's what makes people start writing. Hopefully nobody was offended. If you are, this is the wrong show for you. All right, Speak of the Devil. Will of the Council. Exile target creature card with an enter the play ability. I like how simple that one is. Bloody Thug says, be our sorcery. Name a card. Target player reveals their hand. That could be us. Let's keep in mind. And if the name card's revealed this way, they discard a card into the graveyard. The spell can't be countered. Interesting. And GNU says, I just hate prismatic strands. Is that what Speak of the Devil would do there, GNU? I guess back to your point, right? Exile target card, yes. And I apologize. I'm one of the culprits of making that card on the forefront of a lot of people's minds. I love building with those. Remember when I first did Bully and I went from like 2 to 3, and then the day I ended up getting in the, I think it was 3rd in the top 8 of the challenge. The first time I debuted Bully, it was like I went all 4. I'm like, I always want to see this card. I want stuff to discard. I want to be able to do things, and everybody's trying to kill you. Which is another good thing about this list. If you bring in COP green, that's nice. COP blue, unheard of, and then artifact. It's pretty hard to kill this with standard ways that way. So, all right. I just hate trances. Hey, everybody's just throwing the bias into the design. I like it. RB target player sacrifice target creature, says Disruption. They created a 3/3 black devil token. That's probably the closest to just being printed right away. Nice one. All right. Vestige showing up. Boy, our colors are just in the house. Now we could just take down the Gurmag Angler. I'm going to drop this. Let's see. I'm going to cast this first, because if it gets countered, then I have to protect this a little bit more. So that's why I'm playing this this angle. Looks like it is going to get countered. Okay, so I am not going to attack now. I'm going to lean on Myr to save my life. Man, look at this artwork. Jonas Dara, I think is the name. Or Daro, I think it's Dara. Man, oh man. You just stare at it all day. Sometimes cards are so good, the art, that you try to make more of them fit in your deck. I experimented with one of these, and then I went to all four, and I'm like, you just feel like a fool. You're like, why wasn't I just doing that all the time? It's like we've seen a few times today. I've been a little, it's 5-color aggro, right? Between the cave and the 8, there's almost 20 cards that help out there, but it seems like a knee-jerk, easy inclusion that we would do it that way, but I like having the extra. Oh, I like that, Shiraz. Speak of the devil, yeah. The devil is Tron. They can't play Tron lands. I think Shiraz wins, if I was being very biased. No, probably the main reason I like playing this deck. Every other round, it's like Tron. It's like, thank you. Oh, no. Ah, they're making us pay for that. Shrivel. Probably one of the best cards against this. Dead. They've got 2 cards. They've used a counterspell. Hopefully they're not sitting on another one, and we can get maybe a reckless charge, a blighted agent, but this isn't feeling very good. Okay, that gets my vote, says Liquid Wago. One our instant, says Nanissimo. If during the next turn, opponent casts a card with the same name as a card casted this turn, loses a big amount of life. I played the current popular bully list with a main deck like Trickery to my LGS. Just demolished Elves match 1, match 2, smoked Tron. Player just redrill. It's impressive to beat Tron with bully. Sometimes that's definitely one of the worst matchups. Match 3, another Elves player. 2-1, and then a Delver, a echoing Decayed target, 3 Hawks on the board. You didn't have Seal of Fire, so I bolted the one. Oh, there you go. He was targeting. Such a good deck. Shell, 4 Faithless Looting, Scrams and Screech. Yeah. I wasn't mincing any words when I said the day I put out that first video of it and saying it's easily the best deck I've ever made. Like you said, that was very well said. The shell there is just, you can plus or minus a few cards here and there, whatever, and it's still falls under the umbrella there, as with most decks. But man, it's just so hard to get over. We were playing Legacy the other day, 3-player, as it were, and I only had that in paper, and I played it and beat the 2 Legacy decks. There's just too much power, just enough disruption. It's amazing. Seal of Fire is one of my very favorite Magic cards, just period. Love it. Speak of the devil, sorcery, name, non card, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. If the name card was revealed this way, put the 3 cards into your hand, then the rest into the bottom and lose 2 life. Otherwise, put 2 in your hand, lose 6, and exile. Speak of the devil. Oh, I love those. You're pulling at my heartstrings there, Eckhart, because I love all-in mana like that, like 3 black, 3 red. I love it. Bloody Thug says, speak of the devil, all devil creatures get battle cry at the end of the turn. Interesting. If you control devils, all creatures your opponents control gets interesting, huh? 3 or more. Okay. I like. Eckhart's really killing it. I think he had the first one and then he had that one. All right, let's we don't have many turns here. We're very happy we've got an odd amount of life here because we can take 2 more hits. Oh, come on, deck. Let's go. Let's double check we don't have any Unbridled Growth. They're in our graveyard. We'll play a land and go from here. I've only got 2 more turns here, and they probably have Counterspell. Been seeing a lot more of this. I call it the Nasty Demir, after the online player Nasty, who I actually got him to sign when I met him at PTLA for Pauper. We faced off. I won. I have to say that because it's not often you, at least that build of it, back when it had access to everything. The Bully Creator and the, whatever you called that, the Demir, whatever, but he signed one of my Guardian of the Guild packs, which ended up being kind of the deciding factor there. But I'd give him the advantage the majority of times we would probably hook up, but that wasn't his day. I like Bloodly Thugs just for the Changeling Tribal. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Speak the Devil. Interesting. All creatures get battle cry until end of turn if you control. Oh, yeah, that's right. I read that one already. Come on. What could it be? What could it be? Well, any creature, really. Okay, that helps. Hopefully there's no... let's not have any counter spell. No counter, no counter. Come on, no counter. You know you don't want to do it. Let it go. All right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could do that. Probably better to feign, what do you call it? Not ignorance. I do that plenty. It's probably better to feign weakness here, but I kind of want to go all in. We've got double mana sources here. If I trip this to here, I survive a Shrivel, which we've already seen. Those usually come in 2s. So I need to pay 4. This can't be countered. We've got Vines back up. Let's see. It's a close one, folks. When have you seen that before? A 3/3 infect creature. That's pretty scary. So nice to have 6 life. Secret Lair Bunders. I don't even know about that, Ken Barb. Shows what a host I am. Oh! What a cruel edict that is. Diabolic for sure. Ugh. Need 2-for-1s us of the Land Persuasion. Just the one with Reaper King. Oh, I do know what Reaper King is. I did play that in an Infect build that said something about, I don't know, what was that? That modern deck about 4 or 5 years ago, and it used the red instant. He revealed something, and target creature got XX. I remember playing, I think it was Reaper King in that build, a few other ones where you could go find stuff. But all right, we've got one chance. I don't think we can do anything here. I mean, if we had Reckless Charge in our graveyard, where's that card been? We've run 4 of them. We only cut 1 of them here. We've got 3 left in our 75, or I should say 60. But I think this is going to be crash and burn territory here, folks. Okay. Well, let's do this. We've already seen an edict, though. This is frustrating. I mean, we have to play this, kill it, and use a card to do so. And we're dead anyway. Ugh. Well, I just got the tar beat out of me with an angler. That sucks. We're dead. Reaper King is my commander deck for a card. Oh, I see. I see. Speak of the Devil, says Liquivago. Sorcery 1 damage. Oops. 1 damage to target creature or player. You may search your deck for a card named Search for the Devil and add it to your hand. There are 3 Speak of the Devil in your yard. It deals 4 damage instead. Okay. I'm not quite. I think there are a little bit of misprints there, but all right. 2 target. Okay, I gotcha. One's 4 different anti-serum visions. All right. Anyway, guys, we're at about the 2-hour mark here. I'm going to call it a day. Lick my wounds. We faced a very cool land destruction deck round 1, then another rogue deck, and then oh wait, no, then it was Tron, then a rogue deck, then Delver and Demir. Wish we would have seen the protection from black and red spell show up in that last game. A little frustrating that it didn't, because I can show you the guys the power of that. But if you like this list, it'll be in the chat. It's kind of ongoing, and I'm sure in 4 or 5 days there'll be plus or minus 2 cards. But let's look. You know, you're looking at all these colors. We've got white, red, green, blue. The only thing we're not running anymore is black, and I did have it for a while. If you want to know what I was running prior, exact same mana base. The Corpse Curs were Crest Bearers, 2/3, very important, as we saw a lot of disfigure style effects, Seal of Fire, etc., and kill ninja all day long. And instead of the Oblivion Ring, there were Unearth. Good and bad to both of those. And you can even take it a step further. About a week ago, these were Manamorphous. It's just brutal when Manamorphous gets countered. It's a lot less likely, especially when you have access to main deck things that can't be countered, that give you things that these kind of wiggle through and you're able to draw your cards and stuff. Anyway, if you like the list, give us a ring at pauperganda@gmail.com with your attempts and notes and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll see you all next week for part 2 of our 3-part Christmas show of Pauper and all that good stuff. And I'll hopefully have one or two little new things to show all of you. Until then, we're going to go out with our little YouTube bragathon here, and we'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for all the well wishes regarding health. Don't worry, everything's A-okay on this end. A lot of false alarms, and we'll see you all next week. Enjoy your weekend, and stay close. Adios.
If you've been arrested, damaged, or counted, call the experienced attorneys at Jace, Gideon, and Vincer. Our lawyers specialize in Azorius law and will fight to give you the justice you deserve. Call 1-800-296-7487 for a free consultation. Even if you've manned a vehicle while hibernizing, our attorneys are on the stack 24 hours a day.
Goblin, Fairy, Soldier, or Myr, call Jace, Gideon, and Vincer.
Jace, Gideon, and Vincer. Call today.